So I'm going to show you a few ELA reports that are popular. So let's first start with your ELA levels. This just gives you an overview of where your students are based off of their STAR assessment. This, to my knowledge, will not change until they take the STAR assessment again, or until they have done a certain number of lessons in Freckle. This is not going to change. You can also see their word study levels, which again, until students do the pretest in Freckle, there will not be any levels here for them. Okay, so you can see a few students actually have taken the pretest and it has placed them at a starting level. You can use this correlation chart. I have a copy for everybody. I will put in your mailbox a colored sheet that has the text correlation chart here that shows you if a student is working in 3C, their ZPD, their Fontes and Pinnell level, and different things like that broken down. So this was under the text correlation chart, which I found here under the ELA levels. Looking at those ELA levels and the correlation chart, you can also come down here to class grouping. 2C is about the end of a second grade level. So I can tell you from personal experience that doing running records with students, these levels do not necessarily match up. Okay, there were students that were showing 5th grade here and are working in a 4th grade level, or students that are showing here in 5th grade that are actually in like a letter W or X or something. So these would not be ideal for creating guided reading groups. However, if you are looking for assignments in Freckle to assign, this may be a good place to look, would be in the ELA groups report. You can also do this by standard, which breaks down each standard that you maybe have assigned. And I'm going to show you an easier report to find that in just a second here. So again, going back to reports, every time you click on this, you need to change your subject area. So we're going to go back to ELA. And we're going to come down here to performance by standard. So when you do performance by standard, here you can choose to see all of the things that your students have completed. And this would be things that they have students selected on their own, or adaptive practice that was assigned to them based off of the targeted practice that you gave them and the results they got from that targeted practice. If you want to see specifically the assignments that you have given your students, you can click here on additional filters. And from here, you can choose all practice types. I've only been assigning targeted skills practice, so I'm going to choose this. And then you can see it filtered out the other assignments that students have completed. From here, you can drop down each of the standards you have assigned to see which students have mastered it, are approaching mastery, and have not mastered the skill yet. So you can choose to reassign this standard to students. When you click on this option, you can choose to assign to students that have not completed it yet, struggling students, students approaching proficiency, or proficient students. So you would just select a group of students that you want to assign this again to and choose Assign Again. And it will automatically assign it to those students. Okay, so when we come back here, this will again show us this previewing of the assignment. You can see the questions and you can change the text if you would like. Okay, so when you change it for one question, it doesn't change it for all of them. So this would be a preview of your assignment, and then you can choose to assign immediately or assign for the future, just like other assignments. And again, we got to this by going to the Reports tab, ELA, Performance by Standard, and then breaking this down here, reassigning the standard to specific students. So those are some of the most helpful reports for ELA. You can see what goals your students have set for themselves, if they've set any, and you can see the progress. Students can also do that on their own Freckle homepage. The word study matrix just breaks down where the students are with their word study level, which was also seen here in this class grouping. You can choose by standard or Freckle level here. So there are a few different places, sorry, that was wrong. It was not in the class grouping. It was in the ELA levels. You can also see the word study here at this tab. So that's just a summary of the reports that I have found to be helpful. If you have any others that you find helpful, please let me know and I can create a video to go along with that to help others.